Hey everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing a 15-10 game, and we're going to be white. So we're going to push the e4 pawn. So he goes with the king. Let's do standard development. With a 15-10 game, we have more time to think. So that should be better. So we'll go here, play the Scotch game. He could take the pawn. And if he does take the pawn, we could do the Scotch gambit. But feel like he might know what would happen, so we'll just play the normal Scotch game. Uh, just because I want to learn a little more about the Scotch Gambit. So he decides to push, but isn't this just a free pawn? Um, Here takes survive the knight. I win the knight. You want to take back the knight first. Yeah, you want to take back the knight first. Yeah, so after I take back the knight, if he takes back this knight, I'll just there we go, I'll just take back. He'll take this pawn, but if he does take the pawn, I win his queen. So he doesn't want to take it. He does not want to take it. Okay, we're not going to blunder anything. So we're up one pawn. Doesn't really mean anything, but you know. So what would the best move be? Definitely a developing move. It's a blunder. I could go here. Yeah, I could go there. That actually could be the best move. I could also attack the pawn to where I could go here. So if I attack the pawn, he takes. I win his queen, he loses castling rights. And then potential fork over here. But if I push and he pushes, then I could just take the bishop. But if he pushes, or if he doesn't do anything after I go here, and he moves his bishop out, or maybe does this. Yeah, that he could do that. He could go here. But we'll see. Most likely this. But if he does that, I can just push this pawn. Because I'm planning on castling this side anyway, king side. So he does that. Which means I get to take his castling rights away and trade queens. And I get my knight out. Still up one pawn. So he decides to go here. Attacking this... Wait, what? I was about to say attacking this pawn, but that's a blunder. I do have this check, but he'll just go here and he'll just get a developing move out of it, which we don't want. So we can potentially move our, well, that wouldn't be a good move. Potentially just move our bishop here, or even just go here so we could castle. I was thinking of castling queenside, because then it would be a check here, but it doesn't really do anything. I could easily just put the rook, but I am planning on putting a rook here, checking knight, and get this beautiful royal fork. So with that in mind, we'll go here. So we could castle, rook check, knight, royal fork. That's the plan. That is the plan. So he completely debunks the plan and prevents that from happening. So we'll just shoot him a little check. So yeah, I wonder if he figured I was gonna do that, or what. He goes there. What is he threatening? He wants he wants to prevent rook check. But potentially put a rook there and maybe a rook trade? I don't know. Here would be a blunder, but it does check the king. Here would also be a blunder, checks the king. But you never want to just check. You always want to check for an advantage. So we are a little low in a 12 minutes, 10-second increment. We're not timing out. But, let's see. So, I'm just going to put the rook here. Even though it doesn't check the king, it does take the wide open file, which is always a good sign. He goes there, wanting to put his bishop right here. But we could defend the pawn that he's going to threaten with this bishop. Now he can kick, but complete blunder, so. So yeah, so what would his next move be? He could do a rook trade, but he is down, kinda down material. I mean, one pawn isn't something to really go and say, oh, he's down material. And he wants to do a bishop trade of the dark squared bishop. I mean, we could do a trade. It brings his knight out. Knight on the dim is rim. Knight on the rim is dim. But if it goes there, he could easily just go back. So it doesn't trap the knight. So the question is, do I want to take his trade? Or do I want to kind of go here? Thing is the dark squared bishop... Actually, I think it's his best bishop. Yeah, this is his bad bishop because all these light squared pawns. He'd easily move it, but this could be his best bishop. So I think taking the trade might be good. And plus, I'm kind of up material. And yeah, so he probably would have just moved the knight anyway at some point. And took the rook. It does speed up his development a little bit, but not by that much, because he still can't go anywhere with the knight except here. So, with that in mind, what should our next move be? Maybe here? And get rid of this bishop? So then it'd be 2 rooks and a knight versus a bishop. That actually could be a little better. What else do we have? Checks, captures, and attacks. Do we have checks? Absolutely not. Do we have captures? We do not have any captures. Yeah. So attacks. So I think here attacks the bishop. So yeah. You could potentially stop it by going here, though. So that's something to consider. But let's continue to go for it. You could potentially just kick the knight, but again, it still gives me this. But he could do that. So If he does do that, we'll just keep the knight there. Because there could be an opportunity open for me to put my bishop here. That could do something. Could do something. But let's see what he's gonna do. Yeah, I'm not sure what he would do, but I do want to bring my rook out and maybe get my bishop a little more active in the game. So exactly. So he saw I was gonna go here and trade. So he sees that. But we could actually we can't stay there. No, but now we have this. Doesn't do much of anything. Um but let's develop our rook and then bishop here attacking the pawn and then attacking the rook. And then it'll be a discovered check that we could use to our advantage. And if he pushes this pawn, which he already went one move there, it's probably just going to go there. He probably wanted me to go back or something. He's got to be careful about trapping our knight. But I think we have an idea. I think we definitely have a idea brewing. So let's see. See, it's getting interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so his knight and my knight are both on the rim. His rooks aren't really attacked. Or, developed. If he does bring one of the rook into the file, then I could just take the rook, then he'll take back with the queen, or the king. But right now I think our position's pretty good. Because, I mean, look, this knight has to go back. Can't go here, can't go there. When I move the bishop, it can go there. But, okay. So he saw what I was going to do. He saw what I was going to do. But so he did see what I was going to do. But why don't I trade bishops anyway? Why don't I just go here? And that's not the right, that's why don't I just go here? Or then I go here. He takes. I take the rook. Now, yeah, it's looking better. Yeah, let's do that. My time is lower than his, but 10-second increment, so it doesn't matter as much. Because in the end game, you're making moves fast. It'll just gain the time. Yeah, 6 moves would literally be 60 seconds added. So yes, this will definitely give much more time in the end game. Because I can definitely win an end game, but the time pressure is what makes it hard. So even I can do a 10-minute game, a 10-2 game, but because that has a lower amount of people playing on the 10-2 game, it ends up being like higher rated 1,000 rated players doing the 10-2 games. So yeah. So rated, so 10-2 games are not as played as much, so 1,000 rated people could play. So let's see. So he decides to go and move his bishop there. That would be a blunder if I move my bishop back. But this... No, it doesn't. I was about to say it just gives me a check. No, it really doesn't. His king... His king's really not looking... Oh... Does that work? Does... We have to move this rook. Or we could block. Block and complete the pawn chain. Yeah, we could do that. Could block and complete the pawn chain. But what would he do? Yeah, he would just retreat the bishop back. Or I can go here, then here, and then here. And yeah. Yeah, I want the bishop to be off this file. So let's go here. And now he moves back. So now, I mean, even without the bishop, I can still do that tactic. It gives him isolated pawns. Yeah, let's trade. That moved the bishop for him. It kind of just helped my position. All these pawns are now connected, and this pawn's isolated. When it was connected, it doesn't really do much. But now I'm thinking here, here, here. Is there any problems with that? No. And it also helped my position by now I could leave and escort my king. So let's go here. And I will show the game review at the end. I know this video is going to be much longer. Because it's a 15-10 game. So, yeah. Okay, he moves his knight. Now he's attacking this blundered pawn. Okay, so I should probably defend it. Or I could continue with my tactic. Because if he goes here, it's not necessarily a blunder, but not really good for him. Yeah, because here does not bring his knight out. Going here, yeah, here you can't, yeah, no. You can't bring his knight out. But if I push, no, he still can't go there. No, I think pushing's the best move here. Stops him from taking the pawn. And it'll keep him from going here. Yeah. So he decides to just push. Push anyways. Why don't I just push again? Pushing again, he takes, then I take. Now I have like 2 pawns that are potentially able to promote. Take back. Okay. Okay, so that does blunder that pawn. So doing that kind of just blundered this pawn anyway. Yeah. But we are still fine. Let's go here. And let's do this tactic we were very wanting to do. We really... Yeah. Because once again, he goes here. What's this? He's gonna go here. What? What he thinks I'm gonna go here? He thinks I'm gonna go here. No. We'll go here. He can't take because it's a pin. Before I do that, where would the king go? Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, king moves there. Ooh, okay, we have another check. He should have moved here, so I don't have another check. I do have another check. Okay, okay, that's 5 minutes on the clock. Oh my god. Uh, here, if he goes here, oh, we can't. Ooh, ooh. Here, he only has. He could come back here actually. He could actually just come back there. Then I'd have to move the knight again, probably doing this tactic again. If he comes back there, so that's not as good of a move. But if I go here, he would have to go up. But I can do a rook turn and lose a knight. Let's do this, because it also attacks this pawn, so it's a fork. Yeah, so only move is up or here. Or I guess here. Up. He goes up. So now here. Ooh, it's king. But those rooks are really saving him. So I just take the free pawn and go to victory. Let's take the free pawn. Let's go back to being a pawn up. So that's why I said being a pawn up isn't really an advantage necessarily. Because uh because being a pawn up, you could easily just take a free pawn that I blundered by accident, and now there's no advantage. So really, a piece up is really where you get some advantage. A pawn up, it's you're probably going to blunder another pawn in the future, uh, so it's not necessarily a advantage. Oh no, that doesn't work. I was gonna say sacrifice the the rook. He takes here, and I fork the king and the rook. But I completely disregarded he could just take for the rook, and it doesn't work. But that could have been good. He's obviously going to take the rook, because it will 100% see what I'm kind of going for. But what I want to do now is get my queen back. So I'm gonna push the pawn and promote it. And then after I push it once, I'll push it again. Go here and push it a third time. And then I win a rook. Not necessarily getting the queen back, but I think I do want to promote the pawn. But let's see what he does. He does have here, which will stop the pawn from promoting. Because I can't move the knight, I can't do the well, you could just yeah. Yeah, so go on. Forget about this. Okay. So he goes there with the rook. I can go here. Defending, yeah, here defending the pawn. And this is a hang pawn and attack the rook. And now I have a rook behind the pawn, so I can now promote it. Much easier. So he goes there trying to take my knight. Do I want to go, do I want to go here to attack the rook? Or do I want to go here? Probably here. Because if I go here and attack the rook, the rook's gonna stay on that file, most likely. And that would trap the knight. That would trap the knight. If the rook stays on that file, I can't go here, and then I can't go back here. So I'd actually trap the knight. So this is the only move we have to do. Yeah, that would be like a mistake. That would trap the knight. So let's see what his next move is going to be. He does have 9 minutes on the clock, and I have 4 minutes. Okay. He decides to go there. I mean, I can just go here and double protect the pawn. I could go here, I could attack the knight, and then it would just be a knight trade, but yeah, I think here. Where would I go after this? I could easily go here and attack the rook again. Ooh, okay. Okay. So he found a fork. He has found a fork. But that's not an issue. Because I'll just go here. Yes, he found a fork. Yes, I'll admit I missed the fork. But none of the rooks are really hanging. He'll lose a knight with each rook he takes. But now I'm threatening his rook. So if he wants to take one of my rooks, he has to move his rook. But there's no tactics I could do to stop the fork, so he is winning a rook. But I could potentially win a rook back. So this is a pretty big decision for him. Does he want to lose his rook, but gain my rook? He doesn't. He does not. So I really don't think of like doubling my pawns. So what if I go here? You could take either rook, but whatever rook I take still defends the pawn. This has to be the move because attacking the knight, he'll just take the other rook. So he is winning a rook, but I'm getting his knight. Okay, so he takes that rook. I'll just take back. And now he's a pawn up. So yeah, so that fork, how long has he had that for? I move there, he goes there. Yeah, only a few moves. He only had that fork for only a few moves. But now he's trying to push and promote. So yeah, keeping the rook, yeah, is definitely better. So I think just pushing pawns. I was gonna try and do the knight, but that just blunders the pawn. So like maybe here, here, here. He's gonna keep focusing on the pawns. But does he see where I'm going with this? Oh, he does. Okay. It was extremely fast. He immediately knew I was gonna fork him. So this guy's pretty good at looking at forks. Because I tried to fork him like 2 times. And he saw all of them. Let's just bring the knight here, but it's still a fork. Though, it's still a fork. Oh. It just adds to the fork. It's a family fork. It is a family fork. Thank goodness he didn't see that. We're back in it. We are back in it. So now the question is, which rook do I take? This rook is preventing the pawn from promoting, so we'll just take this rook. So now our 4 material up, and you can't take back. That's fine. What's I do with this? Like a rook? No, that doesn't work. What? Yeah, all he has is a rook. I have a knight and a rook. So I am now winning this game. Oh, this is good. 3 minutes, 22 seconds left, but a 10-second increment. He now goes there. I'm going to take his pawn and threaten his rook. And then I'll win his rook and win the game. Yeah, threaten his rook. His rook has to go somewhere. His rook decides to go there. The question is, pawn's protected with this. So, how do I get his rook off the file? You know what? I think the best move is just to push. Sorry about that burp, if you heard it. Yeah, so it's best just to push. 100%. He's gonna try and do this. But let's keep pushing. Let's disregard that. Attack his rook again. Oh, I'm guaranteed to promote to a queen. Let's promote to a queen. He goes there. That's fine. That's fine, is it not? He thinks he's gonna promote. Yeah. Yeah, I think he thinks he's gonna... Yeah. He thinks he's gonna promote. But little does he know. All this is off limits. Yeah, but... A promote check. So now I have 2 queens on the board. I have 2 queens on the board. 2 queens on the board. Off limits. On... He can go here. What if I shoot him another check? And shoot him... Ooh, so, okay. Whew. Gotta focus, gotta focus. We got to focus. So. No. No, so he can't go here. He can't go here. All I have to do is get him in check? Looks like that's all I have to do. Get him in check and protect the square. So a queen here would be very nice. That would be checkmate. Actually, wait. The rook. Oh, wait. Isn't this just checkmate? Or am I missing something? Yeah. What? Yeah, that's just checkmate. Oh man. Thank goodness I'm looking at this position and I didn't realize it was checkmate till almost when I was about to make a move. But it's checkmate. So we're good. And the animations are back. The animations are like some days they're here, some days they're not. Very weird. So let's check the game review. Switch the scene over. So 66% accuracy, or 66.9 accuracy. He had 57. Both had great moves, 2 blunders, 4 misses. And the rating was 700 and 450. That rating is climbing, though. It is climbing. As a matter of fact, how much rating? I won 9 points of rating from it, because he was slightly higher. Now he's more at my level. Anyway, so all book moves here. That's an inaccuracy. And that was the best move. And that was a okay move. What would his best move be? Just to take the pawn and defeat, uh, and accept that the knight is just going to be taken and double the pawns. But anyways, I took the knight. He starts to push, and I go there, which is the best move. I was thinking of, what other moves was I thinking? I was thinking, like, maybe, like, I forget what moves I was thinking. But I was thinking other moves, but that was not my first, choice. But yeah, that does trade queens and wins me a pawn. That was only good. It was best to defend that pawn. It's almost like Stockfish sees the future. It knew that pawn was going to be taken at some point, by the knight. Which is kind of crazy. Stockfish like, yeah, that hanging pawn. Yeah, it's going to be a problem in the future. I could just sense it. Anyways, I castle, which is good. It really wants you to push the pawn, which I never did, so it's going to keep saying good moves till it wants me to push the pawn. But the best move in this case was the bishop. Good to know. Probably because it attacks that pawn and gets more development in. I put the bishop there defending the pawn. But it was really there. And what's the reason behind this? Because rook d8, and then rook takes, and it's a rook trade. Oh, and then I win the pawn. That's kind of what, I don't know why it's not giving me the best move. It's the top engine move. Whatever. Whatever. It's top engine move. I don't know why I was doing that. Giving me a good move. I guess it wasn't the best, but I guess it was fine. But no, so that's why he wanted me to put the bishop there. I trade, which was best. I was thinking of not trading. Game is close to equal. Not really. But no, that knight actually, again, it wants me to push the pawn. It wants me to push the pawn, I bet. Okay, now go. It wants me to go back. But see, that's an inaccuracy. The pawn push. That pawn push hurt my rating. If I just put my accuracy, if I just put the pawn there, my accuracy would probably be like 80% or 80 accuracy. But because it kept giving me good moves, because I never pushed the pawn, it kept giving me lower accuracy. So I think my accuracy is maybe like 70, 75, maybe 80 accuracy. Just if I just played like one move, it would have helped the accuracy. Anyways, so inaccuracy. That was a mistake. Pinch the opponent to kick the bishop, which is exactly what I did. He goes there. I trade. You allow the opponent to challenge your opposing rook. Okay. But they never did that, did they? The best move in this case is to go there. Right, because that pawn's technically hanging because the rook. And the other pawn's hanging, so that's just a pawn fork. Really, Stockfish? You gotta be kidding me. Now I push the pawn that you've been wanting me to push for the last 10 moves? You wanted me to push it for the last 10 moves, and now when I finally push the pawn, it's a miss? Win a knight through a fork, though. Oh, you're right, that is a fork. Yeah, I think I was worried of this, but I completely forgot the knight's just hanging. Yeah, but that was a blunder. But again, I still didn't see the fork. That was a blunder again. Still didn't see the fork. And that was this is a fair move, okay? Ignored opportunity to win a pawn. Okay, kick the knight. Alright. So I went there, which is exactly what the tactic was. I went there, which is the best move. I just want to see if I went there. Mistake. Yeah, because it just traps the knight. And that was a good move. It's best to push. You know, just start pushing. And that was a blunder because of this fork. So it's best just to go there and challenge the rook, which is, I think I played that move at some point. Yeah. Friends to win material for a fork. Okay. So I could have got out of the fork, but I just completely missed it each time. But anyway, so he got an excellent move. That was he allowed the opponent to win material for a fork, which now he sees right after I do that move. So yeah, so I could have easily got out of it, but I didn't realize there's the fork. I went there, but it was best to go there. But whatever, after he moves back, I go there. Should have just pushed. But I go there, he takes there. Should have took the other one. Or shouldn't have taken any rook. I guess he's still winning a rook. Either way. But anyways, I take back. That's an inaccuracy. Okay. Inaccuracy. Best just to push the pawns. And that was a blunder, because right there. So Stockfish said that's an inaccuracy. And then, excellent. And then he misses it. Completely winning my position. And it was best to take that one. Just because it also threatens this pawn. And this pawn can now promote. If I took the other rook, this rook is still a problem, and the pawn can't promote. Yes, he could go here, which he ended up doing anyway. So yeah. But if I took back the other knight, what would it say? Inaccuracy. Okay. So I did take back the best knight. I go there, which is best. He goes back there, which is excellent. Best. That's best. This is best. 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 Oh, is the other promotion better? Why is that? Oh, because it's a discovered check, I guess. I think either way is fine, to be completely honest. Like, what's the move on this? He wants me to promote to a rook. Here's Stockfish. Sure, a queen's not better. In some cases, promoting to like a something else could be something else like a knight. Because if you don't, it could be stalemate. But yeah, so this video is getting long, so let's finish this up. So that was good. And then he goes here. Best. That was best. That was best. And that's just checkmate. So actually, when I went there, it was mate in 5. Then he went there, which makes it mate in 3. Because 2, 1, mate. So, 700 rating. We had a 100% accuracy in the opening. Middle game I should work on. And maybe do some chess.com lessons to kind of work on the middle game. Maybe some puzzle rush as well. And then 91% in the end game. So that was a pretty good game I played. And, yeah, very good game I played. And I can't believe he missed that fork. Thing is, I thought he actually saw that fork. I thought he saw this fork. Because I started to bring my knight, and he goes and moves his king here, And I'm like, yeah, he probably sees the fork. But I still move the knight there anyway. Just because it friends the rook. And then I realized, oh, the king. There. And then he just adds to the royal fork. I think, like, any move would have been a blunder from. Yeah. But that move kind of was the worst move. Helps my position very much. And, yeah. I would just be completely winning, with that fork. Which I am, and then I was just completely winning through that whole time. So, yeah. But anyway, so if you look on the graph, it actually starts smaller. My advantage gets bigger. Some spikes. Advantage gets a little bigger. Then I had very good advantage up here. Then I lost all of it. Gained all of it. Lost all of it. Gained it back. Lost some of it. Lost it all. Gained it back. Lost it a little bit. Gained it back. Was about even for a while. And then just gained it back right at the end. So yeah, that graph. The graph really is crazy. But whatever. This video is 46 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next game. See ya.